What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Thursday afternoon so far. NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets and more news around Brooklyn Nets star small forward Mikal Bridges. So, the latest news that's going around Mikal Bridges. Obviously, we know the Brooklyn Nets right now are setting a very high price on a potential trade, if possible, on Mikal Bridges. Some teams are willing to offer up to 4 first-round picks in order to acquire Mikal Bridges in the offseason. But the Nets right now don't seem reluctant to trade Bridges for what other teams are looking for in order to acquire him. But right now, Mikal Bridges is listed as an ambitious trade target for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies seem like a team right now that want to try to get Mikal Bridges. Obviously, in light of the news that Dillon Brooks might want to go elsewhere, Memphis is trying to look high right now and trying to acquire another star player to add to their team. Now, while Brooklyn is not interested in trading Mikal Bridges at this point, it is off-season, so ideas like this will be floated around until the 2023-2024 regular season starts. And Bridges came to the Nets in the Kevin Durant deal, and at the time, Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype reported that Memphis was interested in trading 4 first-round picks for the Nets, but as we know, the Nets ended up declining that trade and decided to go against trading those 4 first-round picks in order for Memphis to acquire them. Bridges has been incredible for the Nets since arriving since his arrival at the trade deadline, where he averaged 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, while shooting at about 48% from the field and 38% from the three-point line. And Brooklyn has decided to go into a full rebuild. If Brooklyn does go inside for a full rebuild, Grizzlies team that could have a long-term issue with superstar Ja Morant, it would be quite the haul for a rebuild for the Brooklyn Nets and obviously for the Memphis Grizzlies. As we know about the off-the-court issues unfortunately going on with Ja Morant. I've talked about this multiple times. The Nets have set a very, very, very high standard when it comes to Mikal Bridges. The Nets right now seem very reluctant to trade Mikal Bridges. In fact, the Portland Trailblazers right now, they have been willing and also offered the 3rd overall pick and Anthony Simmons available to acquire Mikal Bridges. And the Nets right now just don't seem willing to trade Bridges at this point, obviously because they just see the high priority and the type of player that Mikal Bridges is, and the Nets right now just don't feel like it's the best of their interest to trade away a player with the high quality skill set and play that Mikal Bridges has, and they want to try to go into this upcoming season and try to build on this team and not sell off some of their high priority players. You're going to be hearing a whole lot of a whole lot of news and a whole lot of rumors going around Mikal Bridges and the Brooklyn Nets this entire offseason because of the fact that the Nets could be open to potentially trading Mikal Bridges this offseason. The question is a team going to blow the Nets out of the water with an offer that the Nets just can't refuse? And are the Nets going to be willing at some point to just say, you know what, maybe the best thing for our organization to do is just tear it all down and just go full rebuild and try to build it back up gradually? Cam Johnson's a restricted free agent. Dinwiddie, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Edmund Sumner. Got a lot of key players going into free agency next year. You got Yuta Watanabe and you got Seth Curry going into free agency this year. Are the Brooklyn Nets going to do one or two things? And that's what's make this team so interesting going to the offseason. Are they going to be willing to hang on to some of the core pieces they have on this team, try to trade for a superstar, and build up with the roster they have? Or are the Nets going to try to take what they have right now and trade away some of their assets, trade away some of their high-price assets, and just look to rebuild all from the bottom up? That's going to be something very interesting for the Nets to look at going into this offseason. And obviously, Mikal Bridges, because of the high upside that he has and the way he was playing with Phoenix last year, and then obviously the way he played with the Nets when he was traded to Brooklyn during the trade deadline for the Kevin Durant trade along with Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges is in very big, high demand. And obviously Memphis right now, which is looking at the moment at the Ja Morant situation, Dillon Brooks situation, and the Grizzlies might be trying to panic and seeing if they can make a big move this offseason to acquire another star-like player going into this offseason, and they could be targeting and looking at somebody like Mikal Bridges as a potential big piece going into this offseason. The question is, will the Nets continue to be steadfast and say, we are hanging on to Bridges, we are not planning on trading Bridges this offseason, and we are planning on keeping him as part of this core going into the offseason? Or are the Nets going to be a little bit more inclined to potentially add somebody like Bridges as a trade chip? And if they think that's the best thing for the organization going forward, to trade away Bridges and some of their guys that could be worth something in the offseason, trade them away and try to start a whole new rebuild. That's going to be one of the most interesting things to look at this entire offseason. We have to wait and see what the Nets are going to do and what Sean Marks is going to do, because Sean Marks is most likely going to be trying to improve this basketball team in the offseason. The question is, what moves out there is going to intrigue Sean Marks enough to want to go out there and make a big move? Or is he going to be looking to build on this team going into the future and trying to make this team a winning team going into 2023-2024? But you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this latest news around the Memphis Grizzlies steadfast and having major interest in trading for Mikal Bridges again, much like they did around the NBA trade deadline. As always, hit that like button and make sure you guys give a sub to NYGJeffreyT85 if you haven't already for more news, updates, and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And as always, turn on the bell for notifications on when the next video or short will be dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And if you enjoy the content, make sure to leave a super thanks at the bottom. Shows your appreciation for the content creator and for the content out there. And thank you always for the support that you guys have given me since the channel's inception in late March of last year. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. As always, it's a Nets world and we are all just living in it.